everyone, welcome back. This is Kathy with Galaxy Crafts, and welcome if this is your first time. Today I'm going to be putting together a Halloween wind chime today. This one, I actually bought this mold last year, and I did it once, had a heck of a time trying to figure out how to put it together. Hopefully this year I'll be able to figure it out for you. I did speed this up a lot, just as you can see, because it would take forever doing these wind chimes. So this one is, I think this is the Salem glitter from Glitter Chimp that I used in this mold. At the beginning you saw me mixing the neon green and the neon orange with some alcohol, just to, some rubbing alcohol, not the one you drink, just to get it to dilute a little bit, because those powders really clump together. This piece is the main top piece here, and it is obviously quite a bit bigger than the rest. These glitters, the majority of them that I use in here are very chunky glitters, and they I had a hard time getting them in between the little nooks and crannies, so this I'm just mixing that up to get it ready. And these two rings are what you put at the top to hold it together. So I'll get those, and of course I overfilled it a little bit. So, and I put it on that the little purple thing is just a small little flimsy cutting board. Cheapy, I got it off of Temu for this because I have to move things. My workspace is pretty limited, so I have that on there so I can move things after they're filled up to my drying section so that I can work on the next piece. This one, I don't remember what it was called. I think it was I'm not sure which one that was. That one was Creep It Real. All of these glitters are from Glitter Chimp, just so you know. And of course I decided to switch for the pumpkin. Sorry, I bumped the camera. So, and then I decided since I had extra of the neon green, I'd use it for the stem and the vine on the pumpkin. Which, one reason I changed it is because I had to use up this resin, because it was starting to get really thick and it was going to be really hard to get it in there. So I switched so I could use up the rest of it to a bigger piece. On there. And of course I did this in 2 different sessions since I ran out of resin and I didn't have time to mix up more at that point. I had to go on to do other things, but this is the small version of the large top piece that will go hang on the bottom with the rest. And I will go back through and try to get try to label all of the glitters as they come up for you. I just keep missing it, and it's going. I got it sped up too fast, so I can't really read them that quick. So that was Halloween Town. So that one I was able to catch there. So that one's my favorite, I think, out of these glitters. It is really pretty. While we're going through this, just for those who don't know, I am trying to get something opened up to where I can sell some of this stuff, because as most of you know that have done resin know, it's expensive. I'm also hoping that I can, now this part, sorry, got off track here, but this part, I was debating on which one of these to use for which one. I was originally thinking the harvest with the moon because of harvest moon, but I opted to go with the harvest for the cat and the pumpkin, and save witchful thinking for the witch and the moon. So anyways, so if anybody's interested in anything, I will try to add my email address for you. I do have one that I set up specifically account for Boxy Crafts, and I'll try to get it put on the screen as well for you guys. If anybody's interested in anything I make. Right now I am planning on any proceeds to go not to cover my costs. Anything above my costs will be going towards my daughter's bowling team. So if anybody's interested in that, or in any pieces that I've done previously, or anything you request, I can try to do pretty much anything. I have a ton of molds. I just don't have. I've been doing resin for 2 or 3 years, but I just started doing videos, and I haven't really gotten that well set up to be able to do them on a more regular basis, but I'm hoping to get that going from now on. It's been a bad couple months for us, so hopefully I can get things back on track. I wanted to try to do at least one video a week, if not more. So these little guys, these are just ones that I filled in with the extras from what I had in various projects during all of this. The green ones, of course, are glow in the dark, and the red, I was just testing a new red that I got. That red mica powder is a matte red. I'm trying to do this off the top of my head. But it's a matte red from Marblers. It's actually the best red mica I've seen that's actually red and doesn't have a pink or orange tone to it. And these are just the apothecary bottles that I did with the different glitters, with any leftovers I had. So, and I'm showing you these because I am incorporating some of these into the wind chime. So otherwise these would have just been extras that I probably wouldn't have. I didn't film pouring it, and then since I decided to use them, I went ahead and decided to record and unmolding them and prepping them. So there is a little bit of that in here. And of course with this, I'm just highlighting some of the outlines and decals. I don't know what you call that. The raised parts, the designs on the bottles here, just to make them stand out, so they're not just, don't just look like blank bottles. That's the only bad thing with these glitters. They're really pretty, but you can't see any designs on them either. And also let me know if the music in the background bothers you guys. Sometimes it's like, I don't know whether to just leave it silent or put music in. Sometimes I don't like the music in other people's videos just because I don't happen to like that particular music that they pick. But I thought I'd try it running in the background so that during the silence parts I didn't just have a silence for you. So I'll try to do that a little bit more in future videos and see how that goes. But I also will probably have it really low volume so it's in the background, because sometimes the music, if it's really high pitched, it hurts my ears. So I don't want to, if anybody has that kind of a similar issue, I don't want to disturb them and make it unpleasant for them to hear it. So, or to watch my videos. And if you're interested, the pens that I'm using, they're just the Sharpie oil paint markers. They tend to be the ones that I've found look the best when you're putting them on resin. As you know, instead of using regular paint, I'm not an artist, so the pens work better for me to follow the outlines. If I were to use a paintbrush, it would look even worse. But I'm working on it, so I think that's what's kept me from trying to put my designs and whatnot on any platform to sell, because I don't think they're up to par because they're not perfect. And I need to keep reminding myself that handmade is not always perfect. So I still will always work for it, but it is what it is. So I'm sorry, I know my hand gets in the way, but it's kind of impossible to do it without having your hand in the way. I probably should have cut this out because I didn't use anywhere near what I'm doing on these. I think I used a few of the glow-in-the-dark ghosts and some of the others, but I thought they were cute, so I thought you'd enjoy seeing them regardless. These ghosts, that mold is, I can't remember if I got it on Amazon or Temu. It came in I think it was Temu. You could get them either separate or together with the ghosts and the pumpkins. And it's a big, oh gosh, probably bigger than a sheet of paper size mold, and you saw it when I took them out. And it's got several different face designs and shapes on the ghosts and the pumpkins. So it's really cute, but it's a matte mold, just so you guys know. I was kind of hoping it would be shiny, and it kind of looked shiny when I got it out of the package, but it's not. They come out matte, as you can tell. But they still are really cute. And you can always put a top coat over them if you desire them to be shiny. So this is after all of the pieces for the actual wind chime have cured. I slowed this back down for the unmolding, so we'll take those out. And of course that's the cat. And I think it says, I couldn't tell what it said. It might have said boo on it. Most of them probably do. And then that bat, that's with the Halloween Town glitter, and it's really pretty. And I probably spend a little more time showing you these than you'd care to see, but and of course this is the smaller spider and web. You know, these don't show up too bad on camera. They still look a lot better in person as far as the glitters and how they come through, but I really like Glitter Chimp's glitters. The only one I'm not super thrilled with was the Creep It Real, the one that was just the orange and black and white. But otherwise, I was really happy with them. And those are the neon micas, and again, they came from Marblers. I got those on Amazon. So. And I think that pumpkin turned out pretty cool with the green on it. Again, I'm still not thrilled with the Creep It Real, but it was the first one I got, and then the rest of these came, and I was like, oh, I like these a lot better. That ghost says trick or treat. I'm sure you can finally read that. I had to wait until I had cast it to figure out what it said in that on that mold because of the way it was done, but yeah, I'm really impressed with these glitters. I really like them. And then of course that's the big top piece. And I can't remember, but I think these ones that have the chunky glitters in them are a mixology. They call them a mixology glitter, so it's a mix with various, you know, fine and coarse and chunky glitters. So, so this is where we get to the point where I'm attempting to put this thing together. And of course, you can see that I have a heck of a time with those crimp tubes. One thing you will notice is the rings for the top and the pumpkin, you can kind of see it up there in the corner just above my phone, are different. I did decide to redo those because I just didn't like the way they looked with the rest of it. And I noticed it earlier on, but didn't mention it until now, until you saw that I did change it. So, yeah. Just keep that in mind. It doesn't always work, and it's always good to go back and redo things if you need to. So I cut out the first attempt. I believe this is coming up on my second attempt at putting this thing together. And then, of course, I forgot to record it, so I didn't get putting the threads through. If anybody's tried to do these wind chimes and can't figure out how to get it together, and you want me to, I will be more than happy to do a video on just the assembly of these. I definitely have to redo this one because afterwards, and you'll actually see a little bit of a difference at the end pictures, but it ended up falling apart on me. So I definitely need to redo it and figure out a better way. I think the biggest problem is the crimp tubes I used were too big. I did have since gotten smaller ones, so I can try that and see. But also the weight of it. I mean, once you get all these pieces on and the chimes on, they are pretty heavy. So I will definitely have to work on that since I have the pieces. I didn't put them away with my Halloween stuff like I did. I got everything, all the boxes and stuff out for my Halloween decorations, and then I got sick, and by the time I was feeling well enough to do it, it was like a few days before Halloween, and I said forget it. Or, well, it was about a week before Halloween. I just said forget it. I'm not putting up the decorations, so I already put everything back to storage because I just wasn't going to mess with it. And some of this, I did not get a lot of this on camera because it was just too frustrating. So I did just show you drilling one of the beads because I forgot to hit record on the rest of them. And I'm just trying to figure out how to get them on there because the crimp tubes are not working. I tried it, they were too big, they just slid right off. But they were also too small for the bead, so the bead just slipped right over them. So I just looped it through twice, and see, I'm trying to use the crimp tube first. And you'll see how it's just not holding. So we'll come up to that part, and it's yeah, I kept trying, and it's just like, yeah, this isn't holding. So I just basically looped it through twice, and then tied knots to hold it in place. So in all honesty, I'm almost thinking that knotting this line would be easier than trying to crimp it together on all of it, but I'll have to experiment with that a little bit more. So, and also experiment with the smaller crimp tubes to see if that makes a difference. So I finally gave up with the crimps and just said I'm knotting it and we'll see how it holds. And I am sorry, my camera is shaky. Unfortunately, I just don't have the space or the means to really set up a better system, so right now it's just on a tripod with like a little extension arm to hold it over to where my work area is, and it's leaning up against the table, so every time I bump the table it makes the camera wiggle. So I am sorry about that. So after the holidays I may look into seeing if I can find something better that will work, but this is the second thing I've done to try to get camera angle set up to where it can be over me so it's not at a weird angle for you guys to watch. I may have to adjust that or try it. I have another idea, but with the holidays coming up, I don't have the funds right now to be able to get it to try it, so that'll have to be my after Christmas present for myself. So and with these, I didn't even bother. I just went ahead and tied them, and I'm only showing you putting one or two of these together so you can kind of see how I did it, and then I did the rest off camera. Once I got to this point and hanging it, I had to hang it up in order to assemble it. So I'll show you this part, and then the next thing you're going to see, it's going to be pretty much done for the most part. So I did, however, I assembled it, started the video at the end of the whole thing, and realized I'd forgotten the topper, so I paused it, went to put the topper on, and that's when things started falling apart. And see if you can catch the difference on what I did to try to get it to stay together long enough to get the end videos. So but yeah, so I'm just doing the second one of these, and then once I get it hung, I got a video and a photo at the end for you to see. But while this is coming up, I just want to say thank you so much, and I appreciate your support, and thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great and a safe Halloween. I'll let you watch the rest of the video, and since it's just about over, And those are one of the pumpkins. I don't know if I got those in or not when I was putting the faces on, but anyways, like I said, have a safe Halloween. Guys, have a great day. Thanks again.